Yo, what up? It's me, Jason the Barber, and y'all can go ahead and simmer down now, because I done finally made this video that y'all been asking me repeatedly for, of how I do my washing sets. The process that I go through, the products that I use to keep my hair healthy and shiny. And I'm not gonna drag this intro in because I hate when videos do that, so we can go ahead and get into this thing right now. First of all, let's get this DuRag off. Ain't no washing and setting with it on. First thing I gotta do is grab the comb and comb it out. We're gonna lift the hair from the scalp, separate them hair follicles, them hair shafts, so the brush can get there and do its work. You know what I'm talking about? Comb, and comb some more. Get that crown up, buddy. Yeah, right there. That's good, yeah. I like that. This is what I use to clean my hair. It's a black castor oil shampoo by Shea Moisture. This seems to be the part that's confusing to a lot of people, so I get a lot of questions about it. But the first thing I'm gonna do is wet my hair, and I'm gonna take the shampoo and rub it in with my hands. And then I'm gonna take my medium hard Torino brush. This is an old brush, don't use a new one because it's gonna jack it up. And then I'm gonna brush it just like I do when I'm doing my brush sessions. All right, so you see which way the direction of my hair growth. I'm gonna follow that pattern all the way around my entire scalp. We're gonna do this 3 times in total. Usually people do this twice, but I like to do it 3 times, you know, because I just like doing it 3 times. But I'm going to brush my hair the exact same way that I would do it if I'm doing a brush session. You're gonna do brush sessions every night, so you're gonna get used to this. I'm gonna get this first rinse in. Keep in mind, when you rinse, you're gonna keep it brushed the same way. And then I'm gonna take some more shampoo, rub it in with my hands like they did the first time. And then I'm gonna take my brush. I use a medium hard when I do this. It's gonna take my brush and I'm gonna brush it the exact same way. You know, you're gonna do these steps and they're gonna be repetitive. I'm gonna brush it the same way as if I were doing a brush session. You just gotta pay attention to which direction your hair grows in so you don't mess everything up. So you're gonna get those coils uncoiled and laid down in the correct pattern that they naturally grow. Everybody's gonna have a different pattern, so yours is not gonna look like mine. You're just gonna have to pay attention to your hair. Brush, brush, and brush. Keep brushing, guy. Believe it or not, the hardest thing about this whole process for me was the mirror. Keeping your mirror fog free. And the trick I learned is to rub soap on your mirror so it doesn't fog up. I had to learn that the hard way because, you know, when I first tried doing this, the mirror, I couldn't see nothing at all. But yeah, just put some soap on your hands and just run that over the mirror and your mirror won't fog up. This part ain't necessary, but I like to do it because it feels good. So I just run my hands over my head. I like to feel the ripples in my waves. And then I'm gonna rinse it out. Keep in mind, whether you're rinsing or brushing, you're always gonna do that in the direction of your hair growth, the grain. So this is the 3rd time. I'm gonna put the shampoo in my hands and rub it in with my hands before I hit it with the brush. Since this is the 3rd and final time that I'm gonna do the shampoo, I'm gonna make sure this lather gets as thick as possible, you know, and I'm gonna keep on brushing so I can get these coils as stretched out and as uniform as I possibly can. Be mindful of your crown area. Please do. Once that's all said and done, I like to run my hands over my entire head in the direction of the grain growth. I failed to mention that before. It's called with the grain. Whichever direction your hair grows in, that's the grain. You're going with the grain, not against the grain, not sideways with the grain, but with the grain. Pay attention to your crown area because that's the most important part. If your crown is jacked up, then you know it's just gonna be jacked up, and it's gonna be looking all kind of funny or whatever. But just run your hands over there to lay everything down before we're gonna go to this next step. Now this next step is very important. All right, so pay attention. Take notes if you need to. For this step, we're gonna use either a stocking cap or a DuRag. I like to use a stocking cap because it's easier to rinse the soap out. So you see the knot at the top? Make sure that the knot is taut enough at the top so where there's no loose area. So when you pull it over your forehead, there is no space at the top, so where your hair won't curl up when it's wet, because when it gets wet, it will curl back up. And that's the whole purpose of having this the stocking cap or the do-rag when you do your rinse. The trick to this rinse is when you run the water in your hair, you're gonna push out the excess water. You're gonna basically like pat it so that you can squeeze all the water out. I just got done with my washing set. As you can see, I got a do-rag on top of the stocking cap that I put on to rinse out the shampoo. So the reason why I do that is because typically with me, I can only speak from my experiences, that do-rags don't provide enough compression at the crown of my head. So that's why I use a stocking cap usually on top of my do-rag when I'm wearing my do-rag. But since I use a stocking cap to wash out the shampoo, I just went ahead and put the do-rag on top of the stocking cap. And I let it air dry. I usually let it air dry. I don't typically use a hair dryer, but you can use a hair dryer to speed up the process. But I like to use the air dry method because it tends to not, you know, over dry my hair, and then, you know, you have heat against your hair, and that causes a lot of the damage that, you know, you typically get with, you know, heat, like curling irons and flat irons and stuff like that or whatever. So I typically let my joint air dry. So what I'm about to do now is show y'all, I haven't put anything on it. I haven't used any conditioner, any oils, or any butters or anything like that. You know, I just, what you saw me do my washing set. I did my washing set. I put my stocking cap on and rinsed out the shampoo, and I set the do-rag on top of that and let it air dry. That's all that I've done to it as of so far. So I'm about to unwrap right now, and you're gonna see what my wolf is looking like. So. And like I say, this is with nothing in it except for it's just clean hair. This is what it looks like. Like I said, I'm going to cut it and I'm going to apply a butter. Now this butter that I have, you can't get nowhere else on this earth because I have a friend that makes it for me. And if you want this butter, you're gonna see how my hair turns out after I cut it. When you see what this butter does, like it's phenomenal. Like it melts in your hair and your scalp, and it provides the best moisture I've gotten with any off-the-shelf product, online product, anything that I ever use. So I'll put her link in the description. So if you want this butter, please contact her directly. You know what I'm saying? I told her I was gonna plug because I have a lot of clients that want this butter because I use it after I do all of my cuts with my clients, and I use it and they love it, and I want y'all to experience it too. So you're gonna see the result after I put this butter in. This is the amount that I use. Like I say, I don't go too heavy on the product because I'm about to cut my hair. And with this, you know, see it just gets to melting or whatever. With this, and I just lightly brush it. You know, with this butter, you can put as little or as much of it in your hair as you want. And I'm just letting y'all know beforehand, this shit here is official. Like, I don't use nothing else but this. When you're brushing, always keep in mind the direction of your grain, the direction that your hair comes out of your scalp, especially in your crown area. Now that I'm buttered down, I go ahead and run my hands in this to lay down any flyaways. All right. Okay, after that, the next biggest thing that I'm concerned about when I see a lot of wavers out here doing this, and you know, I'm a barber, so I see it a lot. We tend to wear do-rags a lot because I do myself. I wear do-rags like 80% of the time you see me. I'm gonna have a do-rag on, especially with like when I'm woofing, because it's horrible if you take your do-rag off and you go out in public when you're woofing. It's a horrible sight. But anyways, what I typically see is this harsh line back here, and a lot of wavers have a hair loss in this area right here. And what that comes from is the DuRag being taut around this area, and it's cutting off the blood flow to your hair follicles. So your hair follicles, of course, if there's no blood loss, they're gonna die, and that's what happens. They typically die right here, and then this area is really, really thin, and that's basically what a temp fade is for waivers. That because the if you can see back here, this part is really like looks different than up here, because the DuRag only comes down to this point right here. So a temp fade fades all of this in, so you don't have to worry about that. And on the sides too. You know, that's basically the purpose of a temp fade. So I see a lot of lines back here that the circulation has been cut off and hair follicles die. And I want to show y'all a remedy for that. And it's the way that you tie your DuRag. So I'm about to show y'all that right now. I got this DuRag right here. And the fabric that the DuRag is made out of is the utmost important, right? You need to get you a silky DuRag. The lining of it needs to be as silky as possible. I see a lot of, you know, inexpensive DuRags out there that are made with this polyester type blend or whatever, and what that's gonna do is not gonna give your hair that shine that it typically see with nice waves, you know, because it's going to rob your hair of the moisture. And this right here, this fabric is very, very silky. I forgot the brand of it or whatever, but if I find it, I'll put it in the description below. It allows your hair to lay and be very, very silky. So what I typically do is, of course, I bring my DuRag all the way down to right below my eyes, right? And I make sure that everything around it. Now, my DuRag, putting on my DuRag, it takes a minute. So if I'm out, somebody wave check me, I know I'm gonna be ready, because I don't like to put my DuRag on more than once. So this part right here is what I'm talking about. The compression isn't really too taut with just DuRag. So when I lay the DuRag on, I know where I want to leave it. It's usually like right below my eyes, where, you know, some people have bags or whatever. I do when I don't get any sleep, but right here. And then I take the same stocking cap that I used before, and I put it right on top of that. Right. So now that I have compression all the way around, and I have it in my crown area. Right, so now I'll go around and I pull it. I make sure everything is tight where it needs to be. No wrinkles in it, because you have wrinkles in your DuRag, you're gonna have wrinkles in your waves. So now I fold this flap right here up, and then I gotta show you the back. So I cross it up. Make sure these flaps right here stay flat. I cross it up, right? And I drop the top one over the bottom one. Lost it. I drop the top one over the bottom one. And since the pattern of this flap right here is on the opposite side, I flip it over. And I hold it right here. Right? So now I bring this around. I'm keeping this flap as flat as I possibly can when I bring this around. Uh-oh. Right. So now I got this flat right here going. Right. So I take this and I leave it under this one, under the top one. Now I take this top one and I flip it over and I bring it around the same way. It's flat. Right. So what this accomplishes is, in the back, the DuRag the pressure isn't in one spot. It's distributed over a larger area, right? So now I pull it, but don't pull it too tight, because keep in mind that you already have the compression with the stocking cap up here, so you don't have to go crazy tight with pulling these I don't even know what you call it, straps, tabs or whatever. So just tie a regular shoelace knot right here. And then I take my fingers and I stick it in these little holes right, these little folds right here, and I pull out all the wrinkles from under there. And then I make sure this knot is as low as possible, because you want the pressure to be distributed between these two areas, so you don't have that line right here. Right? And then of course I go in the front and I pull it down taut, and then I just spread, you know, these flaps, tabs, or whatever these joints called. The anatomy of a DuRag. Alright, so now that I got that situated, I take this flap right here. And there's many ways that you can tie it, but it's a purpose for the knot. You know, you see a lot of people, they wear they DuRags, they might roll this up and then tuck, blase, blase. But the reason why I tie it in a knot is because I want to keep pressure up here. So in order to keep pressure up here, I find this seam and I pull it as taut as I can, but I don't want to put it so tight that this gets pulled back, because then you're going to disturb your waves. So I got this seam right here, right? And I pulled it taut, and I got these corners right here, and I pulled all of the wrinkles out of it, right? So I get right up under this knot, and I twist it around. I hope this is coming out right and y'all can see everything. And I twist it around, and I tie it as close as I can to my scalp, right? So the reason I do this is because I don't want the tail flap to ride up this way. So it'll always keep pressure here, no matter what I'm doing. You know, I might be active that day at the gym, or you know, throughout the day it might slide up or ride up from under here. So I keep it as taut as I possibly can right here, right up under this knot that I tied, so it don't slip up here. All right, so that's my process of putting my DuRag on. You know, when I'm in here doing it without explaining everything, I've been doing it so long, it goes on really, really quickly. So I'm about to let this sit for about 30 minutes, go watch the rest of this game, and then I'll come back, unwrap, cut my hair. I'm not gonna show y'all the cutting process or whatever, but I'm gonna unwrap. You're gonna see me unwrap, and you're gonna see what this butter does. The shine is like impeccable. Like, I love this butter. But anyways, I'm gonna unwrap for y'all, and then I'm gonna cut, and then I'll, you know, put the proper amount of butter that I use on a daily basis. I don't say daily. I use the butter probably like every other day, because I'm telling you, it works wonders. So I'm gonna put this butter in after the cut, and then I'll show y'all the finished result. But until then, out of here. I know. So I let this butter sit on my scalp and hair for about 30 minutes, and I'm about to rag, and y'all about to see this glorious. Oh, kill 'em. Oh. This is on top of a wolf, but wait just one second. Wait till I cut it. I'll be back. Yeah. So now the cut is done. I'm buttered down, and here's the final result. Washing sets and brush sessions are very important when you are waving. Those are the things that are going to get you waves. You have the soft brushes that you use for finishing touches. You have the medium and the medium hard that are, you know, when you're halfway through your woofing, they're going to grab the scalp. They're going to pull the hair from the scalp. And the hard brushes are when you're doing a lengthy woof, they're going to get down to the scalp. You're going to go through all that thick hair and get all the way down to the scalp. But like I say, the process is the process. The butter that I use, I'll leave a link in the description below my friend that makes the butter, she makes it by hand, so it's all natural. So there are no parabens and phosphates, and it's not petroleum based or anything like that. So speaking of petroleum based products, waivers, please stop using petroleum based pomades, because what they do is clog the pores and the follicles, and they lead to, of course, dirty hair, dirty scalp, and ultimately they begin the hair loss process. So stop using petroleum based products to get you an all natural product, and this butter, it does wonders or whatever. So like I say, the process: washing sets and brush sessions. You have to do brush sessions every day. I typically do a brush session an hour before I go to bed or whatever. I do my washing sets maybe 2 or 3 times a week. But you want to keep your hair clean, your scalp clean, and healthy. So with that being said, this is the cut. Let me give you one more 360 right here. If you like the cut, hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so when I upload a new video, you'll get that notification. Follow me on Instagram, it's JSON the Barber. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and that is my email. So if you need to contact me, there it is. With that being said, I'm out of this guy. I know, man.